So yeah, I mean the real estate market is, as you say, is a complex market. But one thing it is, it's very dynamic. So it's changing rapidly. So any organisations involved in real estate really need to have their finger on the pulse to be able to adapt and meet some of the challenges and the regulatory changes that are happening in that market. Being dynamic, we've got economic uncertainty, we've got high prices for real estate, we've got lack of supply, and there are significant changes to the regulations and policy that make it particularly critical that organisations adapt to these challenges, and that's where, as Ordnance Survey, we are, what the asset is and where it is plays a critical role in helping organisations overcome those challenges. So one of the regulatory challenges that we're talking about is sustainability. It's a key factor, a key element that has to be included. And there's reports I think came out last year from UK government and from the Chartered Institute of Buildings saying that 40% of all carbon emissions are related to the built environment. So this is something that just needs to be addressed. We can't to be able to make sure that any existing properties, any new properties, need to be sustainable, and we're going to need to make changes. Are going to need to be made if the country is going to become net zero by the targets set out by the UK government. As a market, there is always and companies working in that market are always wanting to provide better customer service, maximise any opportunities with a limited supply of real estate. So there's always that continual requirement, continual need from organisations to do better, to be more effective.
So the role of location in the real estate market, and particularly in relation to sustainability, is that, if I state it simply, everything happens somewhere, right? So there is a location element to everything within the real estate sector. But it's not just about the location of a building specifically and its relationship to the land around it and the other facilities and infrastructure around it. It's also about being able to create valuable insights to help with decisions such as around sustainability. So with the drive to the UK's government targets of net zero by 2050, buildings have to perform better. They need to be more energy efficient. So being able to tie location with things like the energy performance certificate ratings are just a small fraction of understanding a building's energy performance. But with that information, portfolio managers who are managing a single asset, multiple assets, can use location and location data to drive their decisions about where to invest or how to invest to make buildings more energy efficient. If you make a poor decision as a portfolio manager, it could cost a lot of money. And there's this drive for these asset or portfolio managers to really extend the value of those buildings. So not just from a maintenance element in terms of what retrofitting solutions should I implement, but it's also related to how much rent can I charge, what lease terms can I have for this property. Extending the value of that asset can extend the value of that property as well, all the while assisting with the UK reaches net zero targets. Location information is supported by foundational location data, and it's being able to link that foundational data with other useful location data such as land registries, property information, so legal property ownership information, and energy performance certificates, or it could be to BGS's subsidence information or flood risk data. All of this location data is really, really valuable in helping make those decisions to drive that value and understanding where to invest in the property market.
What does the future of surveying and property valuation look like? Well, it's a continued strive to be more efficient and more effective and provide that good customer service, but meeting the regulatory requirements. And organisations really are looking at their own internal systems and working out, okay, how can we be more effective? And what what we talk about as doing a property survey, well, that generally involves visiting a property in person, which is actually a very costly exercise. You've got to travel there, so there's carbon emissions to think about there. So if data can be used to provide that information at an early stage in the process, meaning that actually decisions can be made perhaps prior to actually going out and visiting a property, or information can be used to before you go and visit a property. So then actually when you are doing that original survey, then you are going to be bringing back that data. You're using data and you're going to spend less time doing a property survey, so you're going to be more efficient.